imagine that it's a sunny day and you woke up to the birds singing to you, and you have a great start to your day. Until your parents tell you that you're moving, and then your day just flips around. I had a different reaction. I was actually very happy every time I moved. I moved 7 times in my whole life, but we'll get to that later. I truly believe that moving will foster a growth mindset. So you guys might be asking, what is a growth mindset? Well, the concept was made by Carol S. Dweck. She was always fascinated on how humans cope up with failure. So she decided to give students a bunch of puzzles. They went from the easiest to the hardest. And she expected them, when they failed, to take a step back and just quit. But they did the exact opposite. They took a step back, took a deep breath, and went right back at it. And that fascinated her a lot. And that's also how she came up with the 2 mindsets, or discovered them too. A fixed mindset and a growth mindset. A fixed mindset would be if you get a bad grade on a test and you would not be happy about it and you would blame the teacher, because that's what a fixed mindset person would do. But with a growth mindset, you do the exact opposite. You would see your grade, you would take a deep breath, and you would go up to the teacher and ask her what you did wrong and understand what you got wrong. Then you'd go back home and study at it again and do better on the next test. You don't only find growth with fixed mindsets on tests. You would get them in any kind of situation. As a teenager, I go through a lot of fights, and I realized someone with a fixed mindset, they would only think that that person is right and the other person that they're opposing against is wrong. But with a fixed mindset, the person with a growth mindset, they would actually see, I think I'm right, she thinks she's right. We might have 2 different sides of the story, and they would work them out. Well, I wanted to research about this project on this topic too. So I first off asked my friends. They said that they would never like to move again because they like their house and they don't want to be the new kid anymore. And I don't blame them at all. But the stuff that I found on the internet was no different. It was the same thing. The kids don't like to go through new kid syndrome. They don't like to, they like their comfort zones, which I totally get. But like I said before, I'd moved 7 times and I had a different reaction to every time I had moved. One of my moves was from India to here. And I was really excited because I always wanted to move here. And of course, I'm only one person stating my opinion. So I decided to make a survey. Out of the 62 people that I had surveyed, 20% did not move at all. Oh, and I'd surveyed people that had moved country to country, city to city, state to state, and also school to school. And the 20% of people that did not move at all in their lifetime did not take criticism so well unless they had a strong personality, and they were not open to change. But the other 80% did take criticism well, and they used it because they had a growth mindset, and they were open to change, and they embraced it as much as they could. Of course, you guys are asking, how does moving come into this? Well, when you're moving, you have to go through being the new kid again. You have to break out of your shell and show people what you really are. And that would really show you to not keep everything inside yourself and really embrace your new school or something like that. Well, now since we talk about what the growth mindset is involved in moving, I'd also found one of the negatives of moving that I found from an article is that 230,000 American children who studied overseas had to go through psychological and developmental changes in their daily lives, and that caused depression. And that's not a good thing to hear. So maybe if you flip that around, you could have said 230,000 American children who studied overseas went through psychological and developmental problems. They got depression, but they came out of it because they learned how to look at the new things. So the next time you guys know that you guys are moving, don't be sad, be excited. And always remember, the great things never come from the comfort zones. You have to step out of them. Thank you.